Beloved, pause for a moment and listen not with your ears, but with the deep, still center of your being. There are two words hidden within you that carry the very breath of God. They are not foreign. They are not distant. They are the words you speak countless times each day, often without knowing their immeasurable power. These two words are the difference between bondage and freedom, between struggle and ease, between what you desire and what you fear. From the dawn of time, the Creator placed his own identity within man and whispered, "Use this name and you will create as I create." Yet most use it blindly, saying, "I am tired, I am poor, I am not enough," and wonder why the same shadow keeps returning. But tonight, I want you to remember these are not just words, they are creative decrees. Each time you say, "I am," heaven and earth move to confirm it. Every "I am" you utter writes the script of your tomorrow. So listen closely, for in the next few minutes I will not give you a ritual nor a technique, but the simple truth, the truth that God Himself put in you. If you will dare to repeat these two words with awareness, and attach to them only what you wish to be, your entire world will begin to turn. Because when you speak, "I am," consciously the universe bows to your declaration. Beloved, listen closely. I want you to feel, not merely hear, what I am about to say, for within these words lies a secret older than time itself. There exists within you something so sacred, so divine, that even now it breathes your every breath and shapes your every tomorrow. It is not outside of you, waiting to be found in the stars, nor hidden in any book, nor locked in any temple built by hands. It lives in you as you, and yet most have forgotten it. You see, there was a time when humanity knew the truth of its own origin, when men and women walked this earth aware that the very power that created worlds was pulsing within their own hearts. They knew that God had placed within them His own words, the same creative spark that spoke galaxies into being. But over the centuries, man fell asleep. He began to believe he was small, separated, powerless, a leaf blown by the winds of fate. He forgot the divine command that was placed in him from the very beginning. And what are these words? They are the simplest words ever spoken, yet they hold the entire mystery of creation. They are the words you utter every day, unaware of their power. These words are the signature of the infinite within you. When they are spoken in awareness, the mountains of doubt crumble, and new worlds unfold before you. You have spoken them since childhood, yet without consciousness. You've said them in moments of pain, in laughter, in fear, in hope, and each time you have sent forth a decree into the unseen, shaping your experience without realizing the hand that shaped it was your own. These words have been the silent sculptor of your destiny, carving your life according to the nature of your thoughts. You have used them to imprison yourself, and you will use them to set yourself free. For within them lies the divine command, the power to call things that are not yet seen into being. Every time you speak them, you are declaring your identity. You are saying to the universe, "This is who I am," and the universe, being faithful, obeys. But the tragedy is this: humanity has forgotten that these are not ordinary words. They are creative forces, and because they are divine in nature, they cannot return void. When you attach limitation to them, they bring limitation. When you attach truth, light, and love to them, they bring transformation. My dear one, the forgotten divine command is not hidden in a faraway scripture, or whispered by some distant voice in the heavens. It is spoken by you every single day. You are the temple, and within you is the living word that creates worlds. When you awaken to this truth, you will understand that nothing stands between you and the fulfillment of your desires except your own unawareness of what you truly are. You are not here to beg or plead for change. You are here to remember the command already placed within you, the command to speak with authority, to declare, to create. For in those two divine words lies the secret to turning every shadow into light, every struggle into strength, every limitation into infinite possibility. It is within you now, waiting to be remembered. And when you begin to remember, truly remember, you will see that nothing in your world happens by chance. Every event, every encounter, every rise and fall is born from a single cause, the unseen movement of your own consciousness. You may look upon your life and say, "This happened to me," but I tell you, nothing has ever merely happened to you. It has unfolded through you, from that secret place within where your every thought and feeling takes root. The world you call real is only the visible shadow of your inner state. It is the mirror faithfully reflecting what you have dared to assume, believe, and claim as true about yourself. The moment you attach an idea to those sacred words within you, the invisible becomes active. It begins to gather form, circumstance, and character. It takes on life. And soon, what once was only a thought clothed in imagination becomes a fact you can touch. You may have thought that your words, your declarations, your inner whispers vanish into empty air, but not one of them is lost. They move through the unseen substance of creation, clothed in the vibration of your belief. Each "I am," spoken in feeling, carves a new path in consciousness, and that path must one day be walked in the outer world. It is the law of your being, as within, so without. There is a hidden code in creation, and you are its author. You think in silence, yet your silent thought speaks loudly to the universe. When you say, "I am blessed," you call forth circumstances that match that vibration. When you say, "I am lost," creation bends itself to confirm that statement. It does not argue, it does not resist, it simply obeys. The unseen law has no preference, it only mirrors what you are conscious of being. This is why those two divine words are so powerful. They are the command key, the creative signature. They set in motion all that follows. If you speak them without awareness, you drift through life carried by the momentum of yesterday's thought. But if you speak them with intent, with vision, with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you awaken as the true author of your destiny. Look around you, the faces you meet, the opportunities that come or seem to vanish, the doors that open or close, all these are expressions of what you have assumed to be true about yourself. Nothing stands apart from you. You are both the dreamer and the dream. The hidden code of creation is not written in the stars, but inscribed in the feeling you carry now. So when I speak of turning things around, I do not speak of struggle or force. I speak of remembrance, remembering that the creative power has always been within you, waiting for your conscious command. When you claim, "I am peace," life rearranges itself to show you peace. When you declare, "I am abundance," channels unknown to reason open before you. When you say, "I am free," chains that once felt unbreakable begin to dissolve. For creation responds only to the truth you dare to embody, the truth that begins the moment you speak from that divine center within. And yet most of humanity still walks through life asleep, unaware of this sacred instrument they hold. Day after day they use the very power that could set them free to bind themselves tighter in chains of their own making. They speak the words of the infinite, but they attach them to failure, to fear, to lack, to sickness, and then wonder why their world echoes with the sound of sorrow. They have taken the name of the divine in vain, not by irreverence, but by ignorance. Each time you say, "I am tired," you call forth exhaustion. Each time you say, "I am not enough," you summon proof of limitation. And yet you do not see the connection between what you claim and what you live. The great tragedy of man is not sin, but forgetfulness, the forgetting of his own creative word. You see, it is not enough to know the power exists. It must be used consciously, deliberately, with feeling and faith. The divine power within you does not sleep. It is active whether you are aware of it or not. It does not question your declarations. It simply fulfills them. If you use it blindly, it will create blindly. It will mirror the confusion, the worry, the despair that you feed it. The law of life is exact. Whatever you attach to those two sacred words must come to pass, for the word does not return void. Look at the lives of men and women around you. They are living their inner speech. They may cry out for change, but listen to what they say within themselves, and you will know why change does not come. Their lips say, "I want abundance," but within they murmur, "I am lacking." Their mouths say, "I believe in love," yet in secret they whisper, "I am alone." The world does not answer their words, it answers their state of being. And so, the power that could have healed, that could have created, that could have uplifted, becomes the very force that sustains misery. This is the unconscious misuse of divine power. It is not punishment, it is law, the law of consciousness. You cannot plant seeds of doubt and reap fruits of confidence. You cannot sow thoughts of poverty and expect to harvest prosperity. Every "I am," uttered in feeling, is a seed cast into the soil of eternity, and it must bring forth after its kind. My dear one, the moment you begin to observe your inner speech, you will see how faithfully life has obeyed your own declarations. You will see that the circumstances you thought were imposed upon you were in truth called forth by your repeated inner confessions. You have spoken your world into being without knowing it. This is why awareness is the turning point. Once you know what you are doing, once you recognize the creative force that flows through every word you speak inwardly and outwardly, you stand at the threshold of transformation. You can no longer say, "I am unlucky," for you know that statement is a command. You can no longer say, "I am sick," without feeling the echo of creation vibrating in those words. You begin to guard your speech as something sacred, because it is sacred. For the words that leave your lips are not mere sounds, they are vibrations of the infinite, shaping the unseen substance of your tomorrow in this very moment. And now let us come to the very heart of this mystery, the two words of power themselves. I am. These are not words to be repeated lightly. They are not sounds born of language, but of life itself. They are the first utterance of creation, the pulse that began before time, the name by which the invisible became visible. When you say "I am," you are not describing yourself. You are declaring yourself to be. You are invoking the original creative word, the same word that called the universe out of nothingness. Pause for a moment and feel what happens within you when you whisper, "I am." Do not rush, feel it. In that instant, awareness awakens. Something eternal stirs. You become aware of being. Before any name, before any title, before any condition, there is this simple, living presence. I am. That is the root of all existence, the foundation upon which every experience stands. The mistake of man is to believe that I am must be followed by something small, something limited, something conditioned. But I am is infinite. It is the door through which every possibility enters. When you say "I am," you stand at the threshold of creation itself, and whatever you attach to it will manifest in your world. That is why it is said, "Let the weak say, I am strong." For the moment you declare it, the unseen begins to mold itself into that likeness. Think not of "I am" as a phrase of speech, but as the creative center of your being. It is the name of life within you. It is the voice of the unseen power that says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." When you affirm "I am love," you are not trying to become love, you are recognizing the truth that already is. When you declare "I am abundance," you awaken to the ever-present source from which all things flow. When you whisper, "I am healed," you call forth the perfect pattern that has always existed beyond the appearance of illness. Each declaration is a seed planted in the soil of the infinite. The moment you claim it as true, it begins to take form in the outer world. You may not see it instantly, but creation never fails to respond. It must, for that is its nature. You are not pleading to an external power. You are summoning the power within. You are commanding the unseen to take visible shape. Now, many repeat affirmations without faith, without awareness, hoping that words alone will change things. But "I am spoken without feeling" is an empty shell. It is the feeling that gives life to the word. The moment you feel the truth of what you declare, the entire universe begins to move to make it so. So when you speak "I am," speak as one who knows. Feel it as reality now, not as something to come. Let those two words become the living breath of your awareness. For every "I am," uttered in faith, opens a door through which the unseen power steps forward to reveal itself as your visible world. And when you begin to speak these words with feeling, you must learn the sacred art of conscious declaration. For life is not moved by idle chatter or shallow repetition. It responds to conviction, to inner knowing, to the quiet certainty that what you claim in the silence of your heart is already true. The world does not answer your words, it answers your state. And the only way to change that state is to speak from the end, not toward it. You must declare, not as one who wishes, but as one who is. Every moment you stand at the crossroads of two choices, to affirm what appears, or to declare what is true in spirit. If you look upon lack and say, "I am poor," you have agreed with the illusion. But if you look upon it and boldly affirm, "I am supplied, I am prosperous, I am overflowing," you have broken the agreement with limitation and entered into union with the unseen abundance that was always yours. Conscious declaration is not self-deception. It is self-recognition. It is the deliberate remembrance of who you truly are. When you declare with awareness, you are not trying to create something new, you are summoning what already exists in the invisible realm. For everything you could ever desire already exists as a state of being. The moment you attach your "I am" to that state, you draw it out of the unseen and anchor it into form. But you must declare with feeling. Feeling is the fire that animates the word. The difference between empty words and living decrees is the emotion that breathes through them. When you say, "I am blessed with a heart burning with gratitude," you awaken blessings in motion. When you say, "I am loved," and feel the warmth of love, as though it already surrounds you, you call that love out of the unseen, and it begins to flow into your experience. You cannot declare with doubt and expect faith's result. You cannot speak, "I am free," while secretly believing in chains. The inner conversation must be unified. The lips and the heart must speak the same language, for your outer world is nothing more than your inner dialogue made visible. When your words, thoughts, and feelings are aligned, creation rushes to obey. So train yourself to speak from the end, to inhabit the state you wish to express. If you desire success, feel the thrill of it now. If you long for peace, breathe as one who already possesses it. Then speak, "I am peace, I am fulfilled, I am whole." Do not wait for evidence. Your declaration is the evidence. The unseen power moves the moment you claim. This is not a practice of striving, but of surrendering to the truth that your words, when joined with faith, are laws of creation. Each conscious declaration becomes a command written upon the invisible fabric of your world. Speak as one who knows that life bends to the sound of your certainty, and it shall. And once you have learned to speak with awareness, to declare with faith and feeling, Then comes the most sacred moment, the moment of stillness, when you let the word take root. It is not enough to say the words once and run back to the noise of doubt. You must dwell in them, breathe in them, live in them until they become the atmosphere of your being. This is the true prayer, not begging, not pleading, but resting in the certainty of fulfillment. When the world grows quiet and the night embraces you, close your eyes and repeat these two words with love and reverence. Whisper them until they no longer feel like words, but a vibration of truth humming through your entire being. I am, I am, I am. Feel the silence between the repetitions, for it is in that silence that the word becomes flesh. The power does not lie in how many times you say it, but in how deeply you believe it while saying nothing else. In the stillness of the night, when thought begins to slow and the day's concerns fade, that is when your inner voice becomes most powerful. The outer world sleeps, but the creative law within you never rests. It listens, waiting for your command. Whatever you impress upon it in those quiet moments becomes the pattern that tomorrow will bring forth. Do not pray as one seeking to be heard. Pray as one who already possesses. Let your repetition be gentle but certain, not a cry of desperation, but an act of remembrance. Speak, I am love, not to receive love, but to awaken it. Speak, I am abundance, not to attract wealth, but to realize the wealth that already surrounds you in infinite form. Speak, I am peace, not to escape chaos, but to remind yourself that peace is your original state of being. The universe does not need your effort, it needs your alignment. You are not forcing anything to happen, you are allowing what is true to reveal itself. The moment you rest in the feeling of your declaration, you have already set creation in motion. The unseen intelligence that governs all life begins to rearrange circumstances, people, and events to reflect the truth you have accepted. This is how transformation begins, not through struggle, but through surrender to the reality of your spoken word. You will notice subtle shifts first, a sense of calm where anxiety once ruled, unexpected opportunities, faces that seem drawn to your new vibration. The outer world begins to echo the harmony you've established within. And when doubt tries to whisper, when the old thoughts rise to claim your attention, simply return to the two words. Let them be your anchor. I am. Speak them softly, yet with the authority of the one who knows. For these are not borrowed words, they are the breath of life itself flowing through you. Night after night, speak them as though each repetition is the heartbeat of creation. The same power that shaped the stars listens and moves through your every word. As you persist in this awareness, your outer world must bow to the inner truth. For nothing in existence can resist the decree that begins with I am.